Today, you're going to understand what actually happens inside a funnel that makes people buy, and not just the surface level, send an email, make some sales version, but the real mechanics behind why someone goes from I'm just looking at something, or I've just downloaded your freebie, or just bought your low ticket offer to this is exactly what I need. You will walk away from listening to this, seeing exactly what's missing in your funnel right now, and if you already have one, and what actually needs to be built if you don't have one, and if you want to have consistent sales once you get started. Hi, by the way, I am Gwen, the funnel queen. I help coaches, experts, and leaders scale their businesses and generate sales that don't depend on them by structuring their offers to feed each other, installing a back-end sales system that is going to sell on repeat when they don't, and also designing a client experience that make people stay and keep buying again and again. And today we are talking about what actually happens inside a funnel that makes people buy. And our goal really, when we are building businesses and scaling them, is simple. It's to scale your current business without you being the one driving every single sale, which means that you are going to want three things. You're going to want to have sales coming in every week, which is exactly what my client, Laura, who is making sales every week from her funnel, and after adding ads, is seeing a 37 return on ad spend, which means that for every $100 that she's spending on ads, she's making 3,700. Flowing from one offer to the next is the second element that you're going to need if you want to scale this way. This is exactly what ﷺ just did. And she just did that with one funnel completely organically, from a low ticket to her signature program. So a $27 offer to a $1,500 offer. And she signed 7 clients in 2 weeks to her signature program, making 5 figures. And this in just 2 weeks, organically, without ads. If you want to scale this way, you will also want to have a business that keeps running even when you step back. And this is exactly what my client, Mary, who just signed 18 clients to her mastermind in just 2 weeks after launching her funnel, and while spending this time completely off on holiday with her family. She even had to turn off her funnel. She just told me that this week, as she had too many clients coming in. Okay. So when I say I'm going to share with you what actually makes people buy in a funnel, you can believe I know what makes people buy in a funnel. And so here's what most people also are going to say, or what I hear the most, or what people believe regarding making sales in a funnel is actually not true at all. The thing that I hear so many times is I need more emails, or I only have 5 emails, so I need 10, or I only have 12 emails, so I need 20, or blah, blah, blah. You don't need more emails, okay? The example of ﷺ that I just gave is she actually had too many emails. We had to remove some of her emails. Some of my clients come to me and they say, I need better copy. And when I look at their copy, okay, a lot of the time I need to tweak the copy, but it's not just the copy. It's not just the copy that is going to make the sale. Okay. And I'm going to explain to you what is. What I see also and here is the desire for more traffic. Or if only I had more traffic. If you had 10 people in and no one is buying, what is that telling you? Is that the 10 people who came in also didn't buy. So, okay, it's easier and better when we do have 100 people coming in because we can look really at data. But if you had 10 people in, they were your dream client and they didn't buy, what that tells you is that your funnel is not good enough. So yeah, you can wait to have more traffic, but having more traffic, if your funnel is not converting, is not the solution. Some of my clients are having maybe 70 people coming into their funnel, buying their low ticket offer, and maybe 50% of people are going to buy, and then 25% are going to buy the last offer and go into the high ticket offer. So don't be like most people who are going to go straight away in how do I rewrite my emails? How do I tweak the sales page? How do I add more bonus and more discounts? Because that is not the thing that is going to change. Because the issue is most of the time not one single problem. The problem is that the funnel has no structure, no journey. It's not following a client journey, and it's not an experience. So people are not experiencing anything. They're just reading emails and they're just bored and they just don't buy. And that's why you can have traffic but make no sales. You can have tons of leads, but they are not going to convert to your high ticket offer. And you can have amazing offers, but you still don't make sales consistently, or at least when you're not showing up. So what makes people buy inside a funnel is not pressure, by the way. It's not just urgency. Urgency is going to help people buy. Urgency being like, if you buy before 2 days, in 2 days, then you're going to have this amazing 50% discount. Like, I don't know. Of course, this type of urgency is going to make more people buy, but it's not just this. It's not just neither having a better subject line. It's how well the funnel moves someone from zero to decision, from zero to buying. Someone, and really help them to make a decision. How can they make a decision that is good for them? I was just reviewing this morning, okay, a sales page from one of my clients. She's a new client. And I was looking at her sales page from her funnel, and it was not doing its job of moving someone through a decision and like really supporting them in doing a decision, not her entire funnel, just her sales page. So we want to see that in the sales page, but also in the funnel, like we need to follow buyer psychology. There is a way of doing sales pages and doing funnels and doing emails that works. And I think like, I don't know if in the industry at one point it did get so loose of like being so anti-bro, which I am so anti-bro, but I'm also so anti like do whatever because everything works. No, your funnel is not going to be like do whatever and it's going to work, you know. And if you want to spend the hours writing those emails, setting up your funnel, doing the sales page and so on, like let's make it work. Let's not create a funnel it's not going to convert. So let's break down now what is actually happening behind the scene that multiply the sales in the same funnel. And I'm going to share with you 5 different points. So point number 1 is that the funnel needs to clarify what decision they actually need to be making. And yes, of course, the decision is for people to buy, but people don't buy just because they understand your offer. It's not because they understand your offer that they're going to buy. Yeah. They buy because they understand why this is the right move for them right now. Why is it the right move? So they have to like think about it. Why is it the right move? And so what makes it clear that it's the right move is when we are not confused. Okay, they're not confused on this is for them and so on. And it's well positioned. It's well positioned compared to your other offers because you have probably offered them other offers in this, or it's also well positioned on the market. Positioning and messaging is key in your funnel. Okay, and that's why a lot of people who have amazing funnels that convert very well have amazing messaging. Also on the front end of your business because it goes very well together. And when we are not good at messaging or positioning our offers on the front end, this also comes in the back end. Okay, the back end doesn't fix a lack of sales. So if you were talking to your ideal client right now and you're not able to have them make a decision or to sell the offer, the funnel is not going to fix this. This is why we add funnels when we want to scale offers and we want to have more sales from offers that are already selling. This is why, by the way, inside the workshop I'm hosting tomorrow, okay, Map Your Six-Figure Funnel workshop, we're going to map your entire funnel for an offer that's already selling. Okay, we want to like put an offer where you already have clients, you already signed clients in this offer. You know that this can sell. Can we make more sales even in the front end? Yes, but I also help you not in the workshop, but like as a client with your messaging and your positioning, obviously for your offers to make more sales. But what we'll do tomorrow is that we're going to map your entry, the entry of your funnel, how you're going to convert people, what is the ascension path. So we're not just going to look at the product and how we sell that. So this is our point number 1, okay, to really clarify the decision. What is the decision they need to make and have a clear ascension path for them to do it. Then our point number 2 is that a funnel that makes sales builds certainty through repetition. So here what you need to remember is repetition. Most people say something once in their email and then they're like, oh, but I already said that. Yeah, you already said that. Maybe you won't say it again. Maybe you won't say it again a different way. And a problem that I see, by the way, in some funnels I have corrected for some clients when it was not selling is because they were trying so hard to be so original that they were almost promising different things in different emails. So this email will promise you will have this result. This email will promise you will have this result. And this is not giving certainty to the buyer. Okay, buyer, they need to see it. They need to understand. They need to feel it. They need to trust that this is the one result, the one promise that you're going to give them without obviously being repetitive by repeating the same sentence. So you can say the same thing in different way, okay? So the funnel here in repetition wise is going to repeat key ideas in different ways. It's going to show them like the same truth, but from different angles. And so this is also why it's going to build certainty over time. And when I say over time, by the way, I don't mean like over a month, I mean over days, okay? Because of all those elements being inside your funnel. This is why funnels convert better than random content, okay? Because you are able to organize the entire funnel and experience to this person, and it's going to, through repetition, give them exactly what they need. Our point number 3 here, okay, in our funnels is that the funnel speaks to different buyer types. I have reviewed tons of funnels, okay? I have reviewed tons of funnels. And what I see is that we all have a way of buying. Sorry. We all have a way of buying, but that doesn't even mean that this is the way that we're selling. We sell the way that we think sells the most. So I have some of my clients, they even shared with me that they mainly buy from logical point of view. How many calls is there? What time is the call? Can I make it? Like they just want really the logical stuff. But all they do in their sales pages, in their emails, is emotional selling. And emotional selling is not going to attract everyone. It's going to attract one buyer type, the emotional buyer. So not everyone buys for the same reason. This is why inside a good funnel, you will have some emails that are going to speak to the logic, some that are going to speak to the emotions, some that are going to speak to the fast buyer who wants to buy immediately, and some that are going to speak to the community and the connection. And some people then are going to feel like this is made for me, for one email, from one paragraph that you wrote for a specific buyer type. I have designed actually an AI that I give only to my clients now that review your entire funnel to tell you if you're speaking to all the buyer types and tells you exactly where to add what if you are not. So point number 4, by the way, a funnel that converts removes invisible friction. So removes invisible friction because people, they don't buy when they're going to feel friction, not even like confusion, but just like not sure. Yeah, they're not going to buy if they're unsure. They're not going to buy also if they don't see the full picture. So how can we build certainty? How can we build the full picture? They're also not going to buy if they don't understand the next step. So how can we really map it easily for them on what is happening next with us when we work together? They're also not going to buy when the offers don't connect perfectly together. So if you sold me something with a certain promise and then the offer after send another promise, I'm like, why would I buy this? Because that's not a problem I have. A good funnel, remember, is an experience by itself. And I see a lot of people making mistake in choosing even the low, I wanted to say the low ticket, but it could also be free, the entry of the funnel. And then they're attracting people that are not going to buy. Point number 5 now is that your funnel needs to engineer momentum. And so engineer momentum, like this is the part, I feel like no one talks about this, like of really building the momentum inside the funnel. And that's why a lot of people feel that they sell better live. And that's because that's where they build momentum. But a funnel is not just here is an offer, by the way, and buy it. It's you enter, you engage, you move, you understand, you feel, you build desire, you buy. And then you continue buying. And this is why your funnels, by the way, they don't just convert once. They're going to create multiple sales moment. And speaking about that, let me add point number 6. Okay, let's have a bonus point actually here, where your funnel handles the follow-up. Okay. And does the follow-up mean that if someone was not buying this offer, your funnel could follow up? Okay, your funnel could follow up because if the 100% of people who bought, let's say 100 people bought your low ticket offer and 18 people came into your mastermind, let's say if we take one of my clients' example, if we see this, then what is happening with those 82 people who did not join the mastermind? It was not perfect for them. Can we sell them something else? Yes, they need something else. They need more support to have the result that they want. It's just that this was not the good format, the good time, or something. So let's investigate. And instead of doing this manually, myself in the DM with 82 people, I would rather my funnel doing this. This is why a real funnel continues after the first purchase. It creates upsells, downsells, next step. It is going to increase also the lifetime value of your client, and it's going to keep people in your world for years. And this is literally part of why inside Map Your Six Figure Funnel Workshop tomorrow, we map your upsells, your downsells, your fallback offers, and even your email sequence. And this is just one small portion, by the way, of building an elite business. Building an elite business has, yes, we do work on cash flow. And so in working on cash flow, we work on your 6-figure funnel. So you have a funnel that brings 6 per year, like just from your back-end sales on top of your front-end sales. And that's just one element. But an elite business is also a business that has a beautiful ecosystem of offers that nourish each other. So even without a funnel, like people who buy your low ticket would buy the mid ticket, for example, if you had a mid ticket. Not that all businesses, by the way, need one, but you have an ecosystem of offers that makes it so easy for people to continue buying from you. And you also have an amazing client experience, client delivery. And so many people are buying and they don't talk to those people anymore. They don't support those people anymore. You bought, and it's almost like a booty call. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm not here for a long relationship. Do you want long relationships or not? I'm not saying in your love life right now, but in your business, if you want a long relationship, this is something that you maintain. This is something that you nourish. How are you doing this? So coming back into our funnel, okay? So our funnel, building cash flow, building our 6-figure funnel here. When someone says my funnel isn't converting, what they actually mean here is that they don't have a clear journey. They don't have a clear understanding of how to make someone sure of themselves, build trust, build authority in their backend. There's no connection between offers. That is so logic that people are, of course, saying, oh my God, yes, this is what I need. And there is no intentional experience. This is not built as an experience. This is built as an email automation. And so, of course, after people are going to say emails don't work or funnel don't work. And no, they do, but they don't for them because what they have built is an email automation. It is not a funnel. It is not a backend experience because they understand funnels conceptually, maybe. Maybe they even have one live, but they never actually mapped the full system properly, which is why it is going to feel random, which is why the funnel is not going to scale. And they don't know how to fix that. And this is exactly, by the way, why inside our Map Your 6-Figure Funnel workshop tomorrow, we are going in 2 hours to map your entire funnel, to structure all of your offers, to design the entire experience, to choose the upsells, the downsells, the fallback offer, all of this, and to also reverse engineer the 100. So instead of just guessing what to build in your funnel or what to fix if you already have one, you're going to walk away knowing exactly what your funnel needs to make consistent sales. Now, the link is just below. So click on the link if you want to secure your spot. We just have a couple of spots left before we are starting. Thank you so much for listening to today's training on what actually happens inside a funnel that makes people buy. If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future training like this one.